As a senior at Slidell High School in 2003, Matt Forté had the kind of season that should have had college recruiters take notice. He was the St. Tammany Parish Player of the Year, District Offensive MVP, All-Metro and All-State. He had a career of 3,050 total yards and 36 touchdowns. But Forté couldn't get a break, rated as only the 89th best prospect in Louisiana and 17th best of Tulane's 2004 commitments. Thus, Tulane was one of only two offers, but it was the one Forté wanted because his father, Gene, played defensive line from Tulane from 1974 to 1978 and was a team captain. Matt would follow in those footsteps. After a strong freshman season, Matt Forté went into 2005 primed for a major breakout year. But Hurricane Katrina hit New Orleans, and Green Wave football was displaced, playing 11 games in 11 different stadiums and living at Louisiana Tech, an unlikely break. His junior season started strong, as Forté was on his way to becoming Tulane's third 1,000-yard rusher in history. But more hardship. He suffered a season-ending knee injury in the 9th game that year. Matt's senior season began with what looked like more misfortune, opening with losses to Mississippi State and Houston. And in Game 3, Tulane trailed Southeastern by 6 at halftime. First-year head coach Bob Toledo adjusted his game plan to a two-word attack: Matt Forté. The senior rushed 25 times for 177 yards and 3 touchdowns in the second half for a Green Wave victory, and finished with 40 carries for school records of 303 yards and 5 touchdowns. Good fortune found Matt Forté as he finished the year with 2,127 rushing yards, 7th in FBS history, and he broke his own single-game rushing mark with 342 yards and 4 TDs in a win over SMU. He also added a 278-yard performance, the third best ever at Tulane against Memphis. Matt Forté became just the 12th player in history to run for over 2,000 yards in a single season, without the benefit of a bowl game. To put this in perspective, only 2 other players in Tulane history reached 1,000 rushing yards in a season. Matt Forté doubled that. Many accolades followed, including being recognized with the All-State Sugar Bowl's James J. Corbett Award, presented annually to the most outstanding amateur athlete in the state. For his distinguished Tulane career, Forté ranks number 1 all-time in rushing yards per game, rushing touchdowns, and total touchdowns, as well as number 2 in rushing yards, all-purpose yards, rushing attempts, and 100-yard rushing games. Good fortune reigned supreme when Forté was drafted by the Chicago Bears in the 2nd round, number 44 overall, in a draft that was loaded with many excellent running backs. Matt Forté would become one of the NFL's premier offensive weapons during his 10-year career. From 2008 to 2017, he accumulated 14,468 yards from scrimmage on 2,910 touches, both totals more than any other player in the league. He had 8 productive seasons with Chicago and finished his Bears career ranked 2nd in franchise history with 8,602 rushing yards, trailing only Hall of Famer Walter Payton. Let's welcome into the All-State Sugar Bowl's Greater New Orleans Sports Hall of Fame, class of 2024, Matt Forté.